Hey folks, it's Ben. We're here with another dual channel release for this essentially part 2 of the Firman generator. I'm here with my assistants. There's Fergus the cat over there, and I've got my 2.5-year-old son over here who's playing on the Gilson. But what we're going to do is get this Firman generator up running and then let's see how awesome it is. I watched a couple YouTube videos last night on it, and it actually seems pretty cool. Now we just opened up the box and looked at it, and I was able to look at the instructions. And so what they actually say to do is tilt her up on her generator side and remove the bolts that are on the bottom. So let's go ahead and do that. I still have it on the cart, but there's no liquids in it yet. So we can take off this styrofoam here. And what they're referring to are these two red bolts that are right here. So, and they give us the wrenches to do it. So we'll just take those out, and that essentially what they is for shipping. The generator's on some rubber isolation mounts, and they didn't want those damaged during shipment. So once you remove the hardware, in theory you're good to go in terms of taking stuff off. This is really good though, so I'm going to keep it, put it in my crap pile. So we've got that going for us. Now while we're under here, the kit did come with wheels, so let's put them on. Seems all my helpers have abandoned me, but in our bag of bolts they have these two pre-assembled little pieces. They consist of a little clip, a washer. So you take the wheel, put it through, put that through, the holes, the washer in, the little cotter-like pin, and that's it. Do it for the other side, and now you've got wheels on the unit. Okay, next up is the little front foot here that you see. These two little nuts, once again, the wrenches should fit on them, so you don't actually need any tools. I wouldn't save setup till wherever you were. I'd set it up ahead of time, but just in case, it technically comes with all the tools you need to set this up. So. The wrenches, by the way, are 10mm and 12mm. And like I say, they're a pretty good quality, so I'll probably use them for this and that moving forward. I'm pretty sure the oil drain bolt's probably going to be a 10 or a 12, so if you needed to, you could use it for that. So the plastic is off. I guess it's, well, you want it to be able to fold down and pick up and then be able to lug it. So that would be the direction, because having it this way would be in the way at the time. So we'll want to put it that way. I'm sure the instructions clearly state how to place it, but I read them last night and I've since left them in the house. So, all right. So that's that. So my generator is technically now mobile and ready to go. Our trailer is pretty level. It's not really unlevel. And so we have our oil fill here, which is empty, which is good news, I guess. And we have our bag of Firman brand oil. The 10W30. You can use 10W30 through its entire operational range, although they'll also take a 5W30 full synthetic. So after our initial 5 to 10 hours of operation, we'll change the oil just because that's a good idea. And we'll probably put a synthetic 5W30 in here, because the only time this generator is going to be doing a lot of service would be when the power is out in the winter time. So I'm going to need that thing to, a little thinner oil will help it when it's starting up, keep everything nice and awesome. I'd seen some reviews on this on YouTube, and people are right, you know, for the $300, even if it only lasts a little while, that's cool. But really, I'm a cheap guy, but I want good stuff. So this container contains 18 fluid ounces. So long story short, it takes 0.6 of a quart. But this is the dipstick, and so we need to just have it on the high mark here. It actually shows a little oil in it, or at least the dipstick's wet. So let's put that in there. And this is awesome, and we'll pour, I don't know if that's a full quart or not. I can't remember how, 18 fluid ounces, is that a quart? And let's put it on the ground so we can fuel it. Here we have our gas can. It has a little inlet screen, that's cool. A little filter, so you can't put chunks in the tank, which is ideal. And as I mentioned in the prior video, it does have a fuel gauge. Now I'm not going to fill it because I'm not going to run the hell out of it. but we are going to put enough gas to make sure that we get about a half a tank. So let's go ahead and do that. It does recommend at least an 87 octane, which, unless you're not from around here, that's about as low as you can get anyway. So. Okay, you'll have to pardon the wind noise. Part of the instructions is very highlighted, is that they definitely don't want you running it indoors, and that makes sense. These machines make carbon monoxide, and that will kill you. So part of the starting instructions, which are along the tank here, let's follow them to a T every time. So it says check the oil. I know I just put the oil in, but I want to make sure I put in enough, so I'm just going to check it and be sure. So the oil is good. Put gas in it. Yes, still have half a tank. Turn the fuel unit to on. It's on this side of the tank right here, and it's off, and in the middle is on. So now my valve is on. Technically, flow is now filling into the float of the carburetor. So we'll stall a little bit while we do the other things that are going on here. It says turn the machine on. Let's bring the camera back over here. This machine actually has an on switch, so you actually have to turn it on to start it, or at least allow the ignition to go. Next is turn the choke to on. So let's do that. It's above the air filter here. You just push it that way, and then once we get it started, we'll pull it back. Now I got to pull on the thing, so I'm going to let it sit for a sec once again to populate the bowl full of gasoline. So we'll edit that out, and then we're going to pull. What do you call this? First start, cold start, non-start? First start of the Firman generator. And here, there's a compression, and go. Okay, that's not very loud. That's the voltage, 122.7, that's cool. Frequency is a little fast at 62.8, but not a game breaker. There's no hours on it, still. And the oil is probably fine. Kaput. And last thing on the list is to turn the fuel off. Cool beans. All right, guys. Catch you later.